Hello, welcome to Mindset to Results. And today our guest is Karina Chirodea. She's holistic therapist and he will share her experience how she overcame depression and how she helps people to thrive in life and keep their mental health good. Hi Karina.
Hi, Elena. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here with you in this wonderful space. Thank you.
You're most welcome, Karina. Tell us a little bit your story and what happened to you and how you turned that experience in another experience, helping people to keep their mental health in a great state.
In my childhood, uh, was a little bit of wisdom inside of me, and I always ask myself what I'm doing here, what's my purpose, even though I have, I don't know, 10 years. And with this question that are pretty hard to answer, I grew up. And in my childhood was in fact my first depression layer, because I couldn't find my place. I couldn't understand people around me, why they are fighting, why they are doing so much bad to themselves and to others. So in this area of depression, that was the main point when I start to look inside and figure it out what is about this life, what I'm here, what's my purpose. And many times I was going through different paths, having very much experience in many areas. I was chef, I was nurse, I was working in recovery. I do a lot of things, but still I didn't find my purpose. I didn't find that, I will say, home, because one of the things that I was looking for was that place where I can feel that I'm at home. So yeah, my journey is quite interesting. It was with a lot of up and downs, and every time I learn new things. I say that okay, I know about depression, I know how to manage it, but lives give me another layer, and I didn't knew. I didn't see myself being in depression only after my fourth attempt, for example, to suicide. And then, with all my knowledge, I say, what's going on here? You know all that stuff, but how you end up like this? And yeah, was very painful at that time. Was a lot of guilt, but every time I come up with a lighter point of view about life and about this experience that we all in.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Karina. So let's go a little bit deeper about this situation. That what is the reason you think that you felt that depression? You told that you couldn't find the answers to your questions, yes, and you couldn't find your home, you couldn't find yourself. And yes, the people are highest form of creatures, and we were created with the purpose. Yes, everybody has talents and gifts, and everybody is born in this universe for the meaning. And
Yeah.
some people, they feel it very strong and they're searching for that meaning. And when they cannot find, as it happened with you, how did you feel? Like, did you feel like, why to live if you don't know what is the meaning of your life? Why to live if there is no answers to your questions? How did it feel? Like, let's speak about this more, because I think that it is very important topic, and people who are listening to us, they can find it very beneficial, because this might happen to them also. And in this situation, it is important to understand that you are not alone, that other people also go through these, and there is a solution. Yes, there is a solution, because in that time when we think that life has no meaning, and like, or maybe we are not worthy to live, or whatever, it is just our thoughts and it is not real, but it feels like that, right? It is like these thoughts put us in certain way, and it is sometimes very difficult to get out of there. That's why there are such specialists like Karina, like you, who had that experience in the past, and found yourself, and that now helping other people to find their purpose.
This journey is unique for everyone. But in my case, for example, was the fact that I have this thought I actually believe in, and the reality was showing me the same. And this is the catch, that we all can bring our awareness, that our thought, I will put it in the fact of garden. We have a garden, we have a consciousness, but if you don't work and put positive thing and experience, I don't know, joyful things, what will end up being will be a garden only with what others put in there. So that's why it's very important to come back home, to come back to what you love. And one of the greatest tips I have today is to figure it out, 6 things that make you happy, and to open up to the possibility that what makes you happy 10 years ago may not make you happy today, because we change, we evolve, and the values that we have may change with time. So it's okay to let go that old version of us at 20 years or at 30 years, and come back in present moment and just ask, what will bring me joy today? And of course, doing actions, even though it's just little ones, to prevent depression, to not end up in depression, because we all know the preventer is more cheaper and much more efficient than the treatment. So yeah, this will be my first advice or my first insight, because I give up on me at that time. Everyone else was more important than myself. So having all the trauma from childhood, I put all my energy, and everyone else was much more important than myself. So I end up working in this area for a few years, where I didn't take care of me, of my body, of my thoughts, of my emotions, and I wanted only to save others, to help others, without seeing that my cup will slowly but surely be empty. So I get in this point where my glass was so empty that only a drop of hope bring me up.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, so first, what you said, that to focus on what you really love to do and what brings you joy, and that also can change. So find what brings you joy now. So, yeah, it is true to focus on what brings joy, but if people already have depression, they don't want anything. Maybe they just want to stay in bed and they don't have interest to anything. How
Oh
you
yeah,
help them?
that's I was there, and I want to share a secret here. A secret question that you need to ask yourself. And this question sounds like this. What will help me right now? I'm in the bed. I don't have no clue what I am doing there, but just ask yourself, what will help me right now? And maybe just wash your face or just take a glass of water and just give yourself permission to receive the answer from yourself. You know better what you need every second of your life. And with this open question, you can figure it out what you can do now for you and be that parent for yourself in these little things. Of course, all the time, or people and groups that can support you. And I don't recommend anyone to go through this alone. So, at least what you can do is to create this relationship with you, to parent yourself, like I said, and ask yourself, what can help me right now? What can I do for me to feel better? And let's ask few times and at least one answer will come up just to fill a little bit more your cup.
Mhm. Yes, yes. So, as you shared before, that it can happen when people neglect themselves. Yes, when they focus more on others or on their ideas or their business goals, maybe, and they don't take care of themselves. And this is a very good principle to take care of yourself first, like in the plane. Yes, we know well that when a situation happens that there is lack of oxygen, and they suggest that you put mask on yourself first and then only on others.
You're perfectly right. And we might really go inside and admit this. Many times through our lives, we think that in this case, when you experience depression, your absence will do much more better to the world. It was my case many times when this thought come true and lie to me, telling that if you die, everything will be better. But that's wrong again, and you might be aware of the fact that your absence will cause so much damage than you cannot imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, it is. These thoughts, why you think these thoughts come to people's mind that if they die, there will be better world without them? What is the root of that thought?
I work also in the field of energy. I work in familiar constellation as well. So I could notice that these thoughts are many times come from our family. And in, I don't know, 7 generation, someone most of the times have taken their life. So it's this energy of uh, giving up on the hope and on this life. So we see this and we willing to take this suffering and assume as us, assume as being that savior and alchemize this energy, but we actually don't do this. We only deepest and we create a bigger uh, black energy in the field. And this is most likely doing the fact that our perception is, I don't know, maybe I will say having this lens of needing to help. others without knowing that we need first to look at ourselves.
Yes, right. Sometimes people think that uh, they can neglect their mental health and nothing happens. They just think that, oh, I will push harder, I will do that, I will push more, will do more. And if they don't balance, right, if they don't bring harmony in their life, one day it can break, right, it can break them, because um, we have some capacity, as you said, that we are like vessel, and it should be processed in and out. And if we just push ourselves and just think what to do more, don't acknowledge ourselves for what we already did, it can bring us to the place that we can break, and then it will be hard to get back, because and also harder to keep chasing, right, like keep doing what we already decided to do. Yes, so it is important to uh, spend some time with what you love to do. Yes, spend some time with yourself and be in silence, just to calm your nervous system down. Just ask yourself questions, listen to intuition, to answers. It's just to be in that space and state that you are in control. You are in control of your emotions, in control of your thoughts, because as you said, that we are not our thoughts. We inherited from so many generations. We have genes, yes, from our parents, from our grandparents. That is why we look like them. Yeah, very similar, because we inherited so much in our DNA, in our genes, and many thoughts and even habits. Yes, like something what we do, we didn't even decide to do that. It just came like a package. Yes, this came like a package. And our task is to look, open that package and see what really is there that serves us, what is in that package which we can take with us, which is positive, and what is there that we have to replace. Yes, and this is how we start creating our new package, our new package, by im- by focusing on thoughts which make us feel good. Yes, to give energy to things which makes us feel fulfilled.
Oh, yes. In therapy, we have this saying, either you heal, in family, either you repeat. So it's in this exercise of presence and introspection, we should look, we repeat things or we heal. And this healing process a lot of times come with this layer of depression. Why? Because we have this need to be part of something, to be part of our family. But when we try and when we do something different, we might experience this. But I want to say that is slightly normal at the certain point, because we choose consciously to move through our goals. And many people that are thriving and they are, I don't know, writers, doctors, or business men, what are doing are going in other direction that all the family was. So this can cause a little bit of depression, but is actually healing. It's actually being at that point in time where you not repeating the same old pattern and all same baggage from behind. And yes, it's quite challenging sometimes to see it, but yeah, we all the time I actually recommended to come back home, to home to our body, our thoughts, our emotion. And there is another tips here in this field, just to recognize and ask if this thought, you're not good enough, you're dumb, you're idiot, you don't deserve it, is it your thought or someone else? And you just ask when you observe this thought, you ask, where are you coming from? And just by doing this action, where are you coming from? You detach. You don't take it seriously and you don't assume that is your thought. And you can go and, I don't know, work in the mental field, and you may want to give him back to the owner, I will say. But just try and don't attach yourself so much with your thought, and of course even with your emotion, because sometimes we may, I don't know, be in traffic, and this is for empaths, and you suddenly feel, I don't know, angry, but you don't have any reasons, but you collect these energy fields of anger, of included depression, and you assume that it's yours. So this is another perspective that we can have and detach. Is it my thought? Is this my feeling? Or is someone else? I do this also with a pain. Sometimes when suddenly a pain appears, I just ask, is this pain mine or is someone else? So it's another way to just create that distance. And if it's yours, there can come another process to understand why. Because everything that we experience have a cause, and depression also have a cause. So we may want to look at this topic as well. Why this depression appears? Many times in my case was because I didn't do it. What I was doing back then wasn't aligned with my soul. And I was doing that career only because my mother says. I was doing that business only because it bring money. But in my soul, I was so down, and that was the cause why depression come in my life and said, stop. You don't go in that direction, and go inside and see what is actually important for you in this life.
Yes, yes, it is true that some people don't put time to study themselves. They just live life as somebody else wanted them to live. For example, children, they go to school and then parents tell them, you become doctor or you become lawyer, something that is prestige. Yes, and they don't know what they really want to do. And they just go as parents suggest them, and then they find out that they don't like that profession. But then they say, like, oh, I already spent so much money, I already spent so much time, it is already late, and they just continue doing things that don't bring them happiness, don't bring them fulfillment. And this is like, we have that spirit inside of us, yes, and that our spirit knows what we meant to be. Yes, like everyone knows, like there is something bigger, and if we don't go for that, what is aligned with our unique talents and gifts, then we will not feel fulfillment, we will not be happy. So happiness is to find yourself, what is your genius is, what your strength is. And when you find that and do what you really love to do, first you will be very good in that because you have passion. And the second one, it will bring you that a feeling of fulfillment, and that will bring joy and happiness, and that feeling, as you said, being at home, like finding yourself.
Yes, this process is quite interesting. In the same time, we have this clue that says in the first 10 years of our lives, we have and we express our, I will say, mission. But many times, exactly how you said, the family, the school, the system, the religion, many times, what does just put it and say you are not good at this, and or this is bad, you lose your time, you, a lot of things. But we have already all the answers that we need. We just need to take this little time and to stop. Many times through my life, a disease stopped me, a depression stopped me, but I understand now how important is to stop, to at least, I don't know, once a year, just to put this sign of stop for at least, I don't know, 3 days or 3 hours, and just see what you, where are you in the first place, if you enjoy what are you doing, if you love, if you fill your cup. Do not stay until depression come up, because when we do the thing we love, what will happen, we will have so much energy. Is that saying, if you find your passion, you will not longer work a day in your life, but it's because that thing that you do will fill you with energy. That's why, and you will have so much energy to go and work on that plan.
Yes, you will wake up excited every day. Yeah, because when
Yeah.
you have the goal, and when the goal is big enough to scare you from one side and excite you from another side, that is the good goal. Yes, and that goal will give you energy to be excited, to be ready to do whatever it takes. So it is a different state, that if you combine this with harmony, like having that big goal, be excited, and also taking care of yourself, knowing who you are, study yourself every day, listen to your intuition, ask yourself what is good for you, take time to meditate, to calm down, and it will help you to be in much better state.
Yes, that's for sure. And we also may want to look at this perspective where we consciously decide and recognize what is in my control. We know the scale that is stress, anxiety, and depression. It's only the same road. So if we can catch up when we are stressed and work then, we may be much more wiser, like I say. So it's important to realize what is in my control and to repeat ourselves and to act accordingly. What is in my control? What I'm speaking, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I post, what I do. But most of the times, we let ourselves be impacted by what others say, what others do, weather, traffic, so many things that aren't in our control. So this creates a lot of stress. And the stress, again, if we don't work on it, becomes anxiety. And between anxiety and depression, it's such a slight layer that we almost cannot see. We only find ourselves laying in bed for 4 hours. We are there and we didn't know how we end up. But still, there's hope, because another thing is depression means deep rest. So it's important for you to rest and to look at your physical body. Again, mental, emotional, and spiritual room as well, etheric room. So it's every layer is important. We cannot say that only work with physical body or only work with our thoughts or only work with our emotion. It's important to look holistic as a whole and going through all that uh, perspective to see
Yeah.
results.
Mhm. Yes, so there is always hope in every situation. Yeah, and people who are so ambitious, driven, want to achieve big goals, and they may compare themselves to others. So it is important just not to compare any yourself with any other, because there is always people who are better and who are maybe didn't achieve what you achieved, and people who achieved more. So there is no sense to compare yourself, because you have uniqueness and you have unique journey. And to make this journey more efficient, look for help for specialists, look for help of mentors, coaches who already were there, and do it wisely. Yes, take care of yourself, sleep well, drink more water, do physical activities, because sometimes if we have big goals and a lot of work, we can forget to do some sport activities. Yes, so the energy should change. Go for a walk every day. Have to, like, I know that in average we have to walk 10,000 steps every day just to keep healthy, keep energy, be outdoors. Yeah, so put yourself first, and you will be much better in what you do in business, and also you will be able to take care of your family much better if you take care of yourself.
Oh, yes. If you don't take care of yourself, you actually give up on others. And even though our minds says different, it's important to know that what we feel inside, another person can feel. I have this quote many times in my workshop. All the people can read your mind, can read your feelings, even though they are not reading it in a conscious way, word by word. They feel it, and they are impacted by your state. And I remember in one of my phases I was pretty down, and all the flowers around me was dying. So the impact that I create in this state, and I will remind people here, you can control your thoughts, your feeling, that going to cognitive therapy, what we say, what and how we act, but be conscious of the fact that you, with your energy, actually impact around you. So in my case was all the flowers were dying. I buy another flower again. Just in a week was down. I couldn't drink water because I was so toxic. My sadness was so toxic that I will intoxicated myself. And all the day alimented this thought that everything is bad. I am not worthy. I can do anything. Create this bigger whole. But it's important, and I will recommend everyone to go and to ask that that special help, or attend into a group, or I don't know, whatever is in your awareness right now. But there are people who can help and who was there.
So what was that in your situation turning point that you decided to put effort to leave and change your situation?
It's very important, as I said, to work with all the fields. rational, emotional, and also energetic. When I understand why I am there, and one of the episode was related to a childhood trauma, and I bear that trauma so deep, and I put over it a lot of goals, a lot of achievements, a lot of happiness. But she was there, and she was transforming and being a lot of uh, consuming a lot of my beings. And I just feel this hole in my chest for a long time. And when I understand why, and when I take the courage to enter there and to see why is this hole, why I'm feeling this way, to find the cause. And most of the times we go in childhood, and if we are open, we go in other past lives, but most of the times are there. So if you go and ask yourself this, and if you understand why this depression come, there happen just uh, I will say in my case magical thing. But I repeat, there are many layers and there are many other perspective in this topic of depression.
Mhm. Yes, yes. So important to find the specialists who can help you to identify the cause. Yes, because all the cause are inside of us. Like we are, there are the cause and effects, right? And we are the cause. And even if not consciously, we create that cause. It is very deeply rooted in our subconscious, maybe in some our childhood experience. And when we have the professional help, that person can find us that root, and working with that root, we can remove that state and cause the depression, uh, why it happened. Yes, and sometimes there are maybe some traumas, yes, some bad experience, maybe with parents or somebody else. And if people don't heal that, it stays in their body like a heavy, uh, some heavy load, and people carry it with them all their life. That's why it is so important to heal that inner child and remove all what we carry. Forgive, right? Forgiveness is also important, that we forgive, because um, if we don't forgive, we carry that load and it poisons us every day.
Yes, and of course, in my case, was about forgiving myself. One of the causes that I had one of this episode was because my grandfather was dying exactly in the day that I promised him that I will be at his home. So I carried this guilt, I
Mhm.
covered it up, and I didn't forget myself. And I was carrying exactly how you say this guilt, and I didn't let myself be. I didn't deserve to be here. I didn't see. I will say that light. So that's why I end up having these obsessive thoughts of killing myself.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes later, yeah, we don't even understand what is going on, but when we start uh, uh, when we start analyzing, yes, what could be the cause, what made me upset when I was child, maybe something happened that I it couldn't forgive. Yes, or some people say, I hate my father because he was beating me, or I do that, I do that. So it is so many years already passed after that experience, but they still live it, right? And our subconscious mind doesn't differentiate it is real or it was already somewhere in the past. If we don't heal ourselves, if we don't forgive for ourselves, even not for those people, but we should forgive, just to let all these negative thoughts, negative energy, just let it go, not keep it in our body. Because when people are angry, even these chemical changes happen, even in their breath. When they breathe out, the chemicals can be identified. So if people have that hatred, or cannot forgive somebody, it means that they poison themselves every day. And this is how depression can be also a result of that. Because if people many years they have that bad thoughts, that negative energy, it accumulates in time, and then it can come also like show up as depression. So love yourself, do something that really make you feel fulfilled, find what you really love, find people who understand you, who celebrate your successes, who wish you the best. Yeah, spend time with right people. Control your thoughts, because thoughts cause the feelings, and feelings cause the actions. If we don't feel well, we always can find, identify what thought made me feel this way. And we usually have the same thoughts every day, the same thoughts, the same actions. That's why we should identify the thoughts which make us feel maybe not worthy or maybe not enough. And we can start working on those thoughts and replacing them with empowering thoughts.
Yes, because this is what we can control. Again, our thoughts, our action, our energy in the same way. And in this way, we begin to take responsibility for our life. So, yes, it's a journey of just heal. I will say that way today. It's a healing journey. Either we repeat things, either we heal, and after healing, we came up in this position of being our own creator, create our own reality. Because until then, we do one of these two things.
Yes, thank you so much, Karina, for sharing your experience. And before we finish, what one thing you would like to share with people who are listening to us, who maybe are feeling that they are at the age, or maybe they became already irritated and anxious about things? What you would like to share with them?
The first thing is to observe yourself. As I said earlier, to put that stop. And I will share this perspective where to say stop and just look at what you're doing from the beginning of the day until the end of the day. See how your sleep is. See how you're spending time. Again, see how many actions that you do bring you joy, and work on the areas that don't bring you joy. And don't forget, an emotion stick in the body only for 120 seconds. The rest is provided with our own energy. We co-create this feeling, we co-create the emotion, the thought, again and again and again. So, in the main fact, take responsibility, take a pen and paper, and just give yourself this chance to see exactly how and where are you right now? And haven't seen this, and I recommend here the Wheel of Life. The Wheel of Life is a process that brings up 8 or 10 important aspects in our life: career, family, children, health, money, and see which one of those is very down. Because many times we focus on the things that we believe consciously will bring us joy. But in fact, if you see clearly in what area I'm so down and work a little bit on this area, might be physical health, sleep, I don't know, relationship, spirituality, or personal development, where you don't give yourself time, which cup you're not filling.
Yes, thank you so much, Karina. Yeah,
Thank you.
it was yeah, it was so good to speak to you and hear your story, and of course, a lot of your experience. I am sure that people will benefit from listening of this episode. I wish you all the best, and looking forward to meet you again for our future episodes.
Thank you very much, Elena. Thanks, everyone.